10 months ago, I sat over there and I filmed a video that I ended up posting and titling, "I have no friends and I feel like I've wasted the last 10 years of my life." It was fucking true. The title and every word of that 12-minute long video. I'd wasted every second of the last 10 years of my life at that point. I had never accomplished anything. There was not a single person who'd ever met me who was better because of that. I had never once made anybody proud to know me, to be my mother, to be my brother, to be my aunt, uncle, grandmother, father. I had no career, no aspirations, no savings account, no goals, no hobbies. Unfortunately, that's all still true. I've not made any new friends since that video, and my social anxiety has only gotten much worse, which at the time I would have told you was not possible, but it turns out it was. I still have no savings account. I still have no career. In fact, I still do not work. I have not made any significant achievements, not yet anyways. I'm trying. I'm working towards growth and a better, more fulfilling life. It was October 2024 when I had filmed that initial video, and by January 2025, actually the day I turned 23, life got so much worse than I could have imagined at the time. And the worst part is I was sober. And I was doing every single thing that I was supposed to be doing, and my life was still shit. I still was extremely depressed. I was still in a very tumultuous relationship. I still had nonstop triggers all around me. Still had nobody to turn to. It was my fucking birthday, which I feel like sounds kind of juvenile to be like, oh, it was my birthday. But it was, and it hurt. It fucking sucked. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not in so much pain anymore as I was when I filmed that video, but it's not necessarily because I'm happier. I think I don't really feel too much of anything anymore. January 20th, to be exact, I made myself this promise. It was very early in the morning, and I was sitting there and I was trying to start like a diary or a journal for the millionth time. I suck at that. I cannot help but write as if I have an audience, or as if somebody's going to be reading it, and it needs to be perfect, publishable, which oftentimes leads me to not be speaking my most authentic truth. I'm so much of a perfectionist, and nothing is ever going to be perfect. While I was writing in said diary, I made a promise to myself that 1 year from that date, my life should not look anything like it did in that moment. Everything should change. That also happened to be the day that I downloaded an app called Flip, and I started posting videos on there. I completely abandoned my YouTube channel. Life was just feeling a little bit too rough at the time to really focus on expressing myself or creating much of anything. I was feeling so low that turning on a camera and trying to talk, I couldn't even speak because I was in so much emotional agony. I signed up for my Flip account. I reposted a bunch of bullshit off of my Facebook and didn't make an original video meant for Flip for a couple of days, I think. And then I started making more and posting every single day, and I actually got pretty good at it. It was enough to make me roughly, I'm gonna say average $300 a month, which sounds like not a lot, but that felt really fucking cool to be providing something in some way, and especially doing something that I love creating. I'd wanted to create content since I was a young kid, and I was like, for the first time in my life, I don't just feel alone, I am actually completely alone. Obviously, other than being engaged and having a daughter. You're not me. You don't see inside my life beyond what I record on camera. Being in a relationship does not always necessarily mean that you don't feel alone. Honestly, at certain points in my relationship have been the most lonely I have ever felt. As I'm saying this, I want to make it really clear. My fiance and I are doing really, really, really well now. He managed to stop drinking for 6 months, or is it more than 6 months? I can't do math. Last month would have been 6, so 7. After my birthday, he managed to stop drinking for this whole time. It's really made all the difference in our relationship. I think we are starting to heal a little bit, finally. Hopefully that sticks. Finding Flip was really life-changing for me. Making money and earning an income, I think makes anybody feel like they have a little bit more of a purpose. And it's absolutely insane that me, of all people, if you knew me in the past, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm a housewife, are you kidding me? You're fucking lying. Flip was vital in helping me not find myself, because I still don't feel found. I still feel very lost. But giving me a little sense of purpose and giving me connection. I've met so many lovely fucking people on that app. I've really started to trust in myself. I actually talk out loud several times a day, whereas before I could have an entire day go by and only speak a couple of sentences. Not very good for my psyche, personally. I used to be the kind of person when I was younger where you couldn't catch me alone. I would make sure I was surrounded by people nonstop. I would refuse to be alone. I spent the year prior to me making that video growing very, very resentful, and I spent the next 10 months after making that video still growing in my resentment towards people who don't deserve it. I'm just being candid about my thoughts and my feelings, even if they are not pretty or make me seem like a nice person. It's like an envy thing, you know? The difference between envy and jealousy is like, I want that too, but envy is like, I want it so bad that you shouldn't have it, which was how I was beginning to feel about seeing girls my age, 22 at the time and then 23 now. They have people in their life, friends, family, people who love them and care about them, and I had grown really resentful. I feel like I'm finally letting that go. I had become a very angry person at the point of filming that video, angry at the world, women my age who are living lives that I perceive to be better than mine, angry at my fiance, angry at my parents. I was angry that I had a baby. I was dealing with a lot of postpartum bullshit. I was angry about every decision I'd ever made. I was angry at people from my past. When bad things happen to you and you're not really sitting with your feelings and processing them, either speaking aloud about them or writing about them, and all you're doing is numbing the pain, numbing your feelings with substances or gambling or sex or food, you're never actually healing. All of that pain and all of that trauma and all of that anger is all still stuck inside your body, just trying to claw its way out, and you're really not letting it. Keep just pushing it further and further down. So many things I hadn't worked through, and there was things I wouldn't even allow myself to think about or talk about because I just was scared to face. I feel like this is getting very depressing. I want this to be a positive, uplifting sort of update. I started seeing an OCD specialist. I have always had the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, but then really right around October, I ended up getting a diagnosis for postpartum OCD, which is really just regular OCD that you would have never known you had until you had a fucking baby. It never goes away. You're stuck like that. And also a tic disorder, which I have always had, I realized, undiagnosed, but I thought those were just my quirky little movements that I had to do. I just have to. I just gotta. My quirky little movements. I thought I was just silly. Turns out that's not. I have a tic disorder. So I thought tics were just Tourette's. Not to sound stupid, I didn't know. And I learned then that Tourette's is only when you have verbal and physical. I have physical, and sometimes I have to swallow a million times in a row, and it keeps my fiance up at night. Flex my arms. I also flex my thigh muscles. Sometimes I have to fucking just go like that nonstop, and it will put cuts in my fingers. I have to clench my stomach over and over again. Why? Who knows? Kegels, flexing my vaginal walls. It's a lot of flexing muscles, but it gets really painful when you can't stop for hours and hours on end every day. It's all the time. Really painful. Eventually I stopped seeing said OCD specialist, which makes me really sad because I really liked her. Go NoCD app. NoCD was a really great resource for me. My bad, I had to make more storage. I stopped seeing my NoCD specialist shortly before my 23rd birthday. Chris, I miss you. I really did like her. She was great. But it's inspiring me to sit down now and come back to this YouTube channel. I took down a lot of the videos that were up just because I didn't fucking like them. I think setting goals, even if they might be a little bit unrealistic, I think that is part of having a happy, decent life, because if you have nothing that you're striving for or looking forward to, what the fuck are you even living for? I think that was a lot of my problem. I'd given up completely, and I don't want to do that anymore. I am actually a good person. I think I actually deserve good things in a good life. I had spent so much of my life thinking I was a horrible, horrible human being. An accomplishment over these past 10 months would be realizing that I'm not a bad person at all. I'm generous, and I would do just about anything for anybody. To a fault, I am kind, and I am forgiving when people don't deserve it. I will cut you up into pieces in my mind and convince myself that you just happen to look so much like this other person that just really fucked me over. We stopped talking. Oh wow, you have the same name too? Crazy. Well, nice to meet you. I'm Trinity. I used to love writing. Literature was my escape before anything else was my escape. I loved reading and writing. I think what you can do with words and the way that you can twist them and contort them and make them do whatever you want them to, so exhilarating and so fucking beautiful. So I have been forcing myself to enjoy my old passions from when I was a kid, and one of them is writing. There's a book that I've been working on writing for the last 11 years now. I'm working really hard on it. It's coming together. I'm gonna self-publish. See, I'm not creative. I love to create. I'm a creative in the sense that I create things and I love to do that, but I'm not creative in the sense that I can't write about anything that I don't know. This is a memoir, a book in verse, and it's gonna be the most excruciatingly, uncomfortably honest thing ever, and I'm telling y'all here on YouTube because you don't goddamn know me, because this is the kind of book I would never want my family to know that I wrote. I never want them to see it. I never want them to hear some of the things that I described that I have done or have been done to me. I'm really proud of myself for writing again and trying to continue working on something that I've been working on for such a long fucking time. Actually, a lot of the poetry in there was written at the time it was happening, at that age, and I want to keep all of that in there because I think that keeps it extremely, extremely authentic. But I'm feeling very excited about that, and I can't wait until it's done. I don't care if anybody ever buys it. I don't care if anybody ever reads it. I dreamed of being an author. I feel like I owe it to little teeny tiny Trinity to do that for her. She wanted to write a fucking book. I'll write a goddamn fucking book, is my point. I am coming up in 2 months on 2.5 fucking years clean, and I'm proud of myself. I deserve to say that. Sometimes I'm like, normal people just don't do drugs, but I deserve to be proud of myself. I did do some substances, and as an addict, you deserve to be proud of yourself for not doing that. I will be 24 January 2026. How many times has it been now that I've had to make fucking room for storage? Anyways, as I was saying, it's nauseating and disgusting and gross that it's about to be 2026 when I feel like yesterday was like 2017. Also 24, I feel like an old woman. I feel elderly and I'm scared. That's so sad. My daughter, my baby girl, she will be turning 2 also in January, which is so scary. I feel like I just had her. My fiance will be turning 42 in April. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you for caring about a stranger's life so much and said stranger's inner turmoil and wins and losses and struggles and growth and shit. Leave me a comment and tell me about your wins and losses. I genuinely want to know. I really loved how in my last upload, I was able to have such like an intimate and deep conversation with so many of y'all, and all of your kind words meant so fucking much, truly. I plan on being back much sooner than I was this past time. If you just discovered my channel and want to see more of this mug, please feel free to subscribe. It sounds dumb, but I literally get so excited every time I get like one more subscription and wonder like who you are and how you found me and what made you want to stick around and hang out with me. of all people. I don't know why I'm suddenly like so awkward. I think like I am running out of mental bandwidth. I've been sitting on the floor for a very long time now. My ass hurts and my back hurts. But I hope you are all having a superb, wonderful, lovely motherfucking day. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah, mwah, mwah.